Welcome to day number 19 of the Diamine Inkvent Calendar for 2022. Let's take a look, find out where the door is. Not many left to open. Here we are, day 19. What is it, 5 more sleeps? Time is running by. Let's take a look. What's behind 19? Silent Night. So take this out. Looks like it might be a bluey type ink. Let's get rid of the calendar and we'll take a closer look at this. So we've got Silent Night. What type of ink is it? It's a standard, so no shimmer, no chameleon, no sheen, just a nice plain standard ink. I wonder if it's like a purpley blue. Be interesting to see what that's like. We're going to find out quite quickly though, because in comes the colouring swatch card. The first tool is here. This is my Serendipity dip pen with a broad Yoho nib. So we've got here Diamine, Silent Night. And this is Inkvent 2022, day 19. We'll now use the Pilot Parallels. This is what I use for doing my swatches with. So let's see what this is like. Oh, didn't seem to get much ink on that. That's a little bit better. So it is what I thought. It's like a nice dark blue ink by the look of it. I suppose that's where the word night comes from. Doesn't want to come off the nib. There we go. I know we've got a load there in the middle. Just going to dip one more time, and down the side I'm going to do one single pass. Looking quite nice. Yeah, a nice dark blue. I'm going to pop this over to one side to dry. Whilst that's drying, in comes the Endless Recorder notebook. 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. So we bring back the pen. So we've got day 19. Silent Night. Looks quite nice on here, does this ink? Drying times, immediate. Looks quite dry. I wonder if I need to redip. Yeah, I think that's what's needed. Just going to redip the pen. Then on a bit of scrap paper, I'm just scribbling off a little bit just so I get any of that real excess off. Now we'll go for 10 seconds. 30 seconds. 1 minute. After a minute, yeah, we're still doing a little bit of smudging. Let's write the sentence. Yeah, that's quite nice. It's a nice dark blue colour. Let's just pop this to one side. Then we'll take a closer look after it's had a chance to dry. Whilst that's drying, in comes the Advent Calendar. Santa's Workshop. We're looking for day number 19. I can find 20. I can find 24. 21. I can find virtually every number but 19. Here we go. Right on the last side, right down at the very bottom, day number 19. Let's see what we've got in here. Can you find the sleepy elves? Well, that one certainly is. Let's move this down a bit so we actually get in camera. That might help. There's the sleepy elf. In there, what have we got? We've got a Freddo strawberry. That will be vanishing quite quickly. And we'll fetch in the gift from my wife. Today in the her bag. Let's turn this round to one side and see what we've got in here. Well, it feels like a box. Oh, it looks like a pen box. Let's take a look at what we got. Well, it's a pen BBS and it's a 323. Oh, she's even written on the top for me, so I know. Let's take a closer look. So here's the pen BBS box. Inside, well, that looks like that's a rollerball nib. And we've also got the pen. Let me take this out of the wrapper, hopefully on camera. So we've got this, it looks like a brown, like a cappuccino type, and it feels like it's aluminium, so it feels like a metal pen. Move the box up. There we go. So we've got there a nice pen BBS nib. This is awesome. Let's take off there. Yeah, we've got a converter as well. So not only is it a fountain pen, but it can be changed to be a rollerball. What a brilliant idea. Let's pop this away. I'll put it into its bag in a little minute. That's going to go on the list of pens for me to do a first impressions video later on. Right, we'll fetch back in that endless recorder notebook. Here we go. So we've got Diamine Inkvent 2022. I'll fetch back in the swatch card. These have all had time to dry. So looking at the swatch, yeah, it's a standard ink. There's no sheen, there's no shimmer, nothing like that. It's dried a lot greyer than I thought. So initially I thought it was going to be more like a blue colour, but it certainly looks a lot greyer to me. I'm just going to go and check through my other ink samples and see if I can find any that are similar. So like a lot of the inks in this Inkvent calendar, I don't actually have many that are very similar. The first one I'm going to fetch in, this is Robert Oster Great Southern Ocean. This has got more blue to it, and it's like to me, I'm going to say it's a brighter blue. It's a very dark blue, but it still looks brighter than what I'm seeing with Silent Night. The other one I'm going to fetch in is from last year's Inkvent calendar, and that's Storm. So we've got the same idea. It's blue with a lot of grey in it, but this is a lot paler. Even where I've gone on thick, you can see that this is a lot, I'm going to say greyer and darker. So that's actually quite nice because, again, as with most of the others, it's a brand new ink to me. And that's part of the beauty of these Inkvent calendars. It's letting me explore different colours that I wouldn't normally buy. Take a look at the chromatography. I'm not going to put it down on the page because it's still slightly wet. So I drew the line on the bottom, left it for 20 seconds in the water, then it was put to one side whilst I carried on talking. So at the bottom, we've got a lot of grey. We can see a lot of grey anyway. Then we're coming up, we've got, I'm going to call it like a pinky type colour to my eye. And as we move up, we get more with a little bit of red. Got a fringe of green coming in there. Then we go into blues and got a dark blue, maybe a dark red line right at the very top. Quite a nice, interesting chromatography there. Let's look at the writing. So the writing's dried nice. Again, like with the swatch, this looks more of a grey to me. Up here where we were running out of ink, we've got a nice colour coming through. Down here in the sentence, there's no shading, anything like that. Nice grey coloured ink. And although there's a lot of blue in here, I'm actually going to put it in with my grey inks. So this is Diamine Inkvent 2022, Day 19, Silent Night.